Hello guys, welcome to our channel. So today, right, in this video we are going to see Django, how to install our Django. Okay, so and then we are going to create a project and then we are going moving into the app. Okay, so this is what the agenda for today's video. Let's get into the video. Okay. So before that, right, so make sure you guys are watching the video from the beginning and for more future videos, right, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you found my videos are helpful, then please share my videos with your friends and colleagues. Okay, so I'll move on to the video now. So I've just opened my Visual Studio Code. In the previous video, I've described how to install Visual Studio Code because I'm going to use this tool only. So if you guys are using PyCharm or Anaconda, if any other tool, it's good to go. And I'm using Visual Studio Code. Okay. So here, right, in the previous session, we have installed enabled virtual environment for our project folder. Okay, that we have it here, that is env. Okay, let me just enable it first before installing the Django. And here, right, you can see I've just opened my terminal. Now I'm going to enable it. Okay, so this is the command to enable the virtual environment. Okay, env/script/activate. So now my virtual environment is enabled. Okay, so basically Django development environment, right, consists of installing and setting up Python. So we already done. Now we are going to setting up the Django. Okay, so Python installation and all in the last video itself we have done. So directly I'm just moving into installation of Python. Okay, installation of Django. Okay, installation of Django is very easy, but the steps required for this installation, right, it depends on your operating system. Since Python is a platform independent language, so Django, right, it has one package that works everywhere regardless of your operating system. Okay, suppose if you are using Unix or Linux and Mac OS, right, you have two ways of installing Django. Okay, one is you can use the package manager of your OS, or else install it manually using the official archive you downloaded before. Okay, so now I'm going with the second option. Okay, why? Because the first option, right, it depends on your OS distribution. If you have decided to follow the first option, just be careful about the version of your Django. Okay, let's say like you got your archive from the downloaded, it should be something like Django xxx dot tar dot gz, something like that. You need to extract and install it. Okay, if you are going with the first option. Now let's go with the second option. You can test. Okay, so the command is to install the Django. The command is pip install Django. Okay, simply pip install Django. Some just enter. Now please make sure you need to install Django while you are in the virtual environment. Well, after enabling the virtual environment only, you need to install your Django. Okay, so here you can see my Django is installing. So it will take some time to install and download. It depends on our system and OS configuration. So it collects all the packages, predefined packages, and all the datas. Okay, that's why it will take some time. So we need to wait for it. Okay, after the installation, right, you can test your installation by running this command. Okay, now right, our installation is completed. Django is available. See here, successfully installed. Okay, our Django is successfully installed. Now, let's check the version. Okay, the version checking is like Django. Here, the Django hyphen admin dot py version. Okay, so here it's throw some error because I've given .py. Okay, so please note that for some version of Django, right, it will be like the Django admin. Okay, the .py will be removed. Okay, so again, I'll do the same. So I'll remove .py. Okay, so now let me check the version now. Here you can see 4.2.1. Okay, so if for some of the version this command will be applicable, for some versions, right, this command will be applicable because py is removed automatically because we are using, if you are if we are using the current version, right, py will be removed. Okay, so now the version is 4.2.1. Okay, so if you want to upgrade pip, right, here you can see we have updated pip version. So let me how to upgrade our pip, in the sense pip install hyphen upgrade pip. Okay, this command, right, which is used to upgrade our pip. My pip is a 23.0.1. Now I've just upgraded it. Okay, so if you're getting any notice like this, you can just upload it. That is upgraded. Okay, so now we have successfully done with our installation of Django. Okay, so next, what is next? So we have done with the Django installation. And now, right, I'm going to create my project. Okay, I've set my virtual environment. I enabled my virtual environment. Then the next step is to installation of my Django. That is also done. Okay, so now we have installed Django. Let's start using it. Okay. In Django, right, every app you want to create is called a project. Okay. And a project is nothing but it is a sum of applications. Okay. A project is nothing but it is a sum of applications. And an application is the set of code files relying on the MVT pattern. We already discussed what is meant by MVT. That is model, view, and template. Okay. For example, let's say we need to build a website. Okay. The website is our project, and the forum and the news, a contact engine, or the application. Okay. A website is nothing but our project. Inside the project, right, the forum, news, contact engine, that we call it as apps. Okay, that is applications. This structure makes it easier to move an application between projects ever since application is independent. Okay, so now, so how to create a project? Whether you're on Windows or Linux, just get the terminal. Okay, here is the terminal. You can use the command prompt. So here I'm going to create my project. The command is Django, okay, hyphen admin space start project. Here you need to name the project. Okay, whatever the name you want, you can name your project. So let's say sample. Okay, sample is my project name. Okay, here I've created my project. So here you can see under the test project folder, I've created my project folder. Okay, that is nothing but sample. Okay, sample is my project folder. Okay, so inside sample we have two submenus. One is sample. Inside that sample we have submenus, that is the sub apps. So let me explain that. Here you can see manage.py. So first of all, what is manage.py? Okay, manage.py is nothing but this is kind of your project local Django admin for interacting with your project via command line. Okay, like we say to start the development server, syncing up the database. Okay, likewise, to interact with your project right through the command line, we are just using this manage.py. Okay, next, inside the sample project folder, I have another folder called sample. Okay, inside the sample, I have some of these subfolders. Okay, what is the subfolder in the sense? This folder, right? This sample folder is the actual Python package of your project. Okay, it contains four files. Okay, one is init.py. What is init.py in the sense? Just for Python, treat this folder as package. Okay, it is used for the package of the Python. So next is settings.py. Okay, settings.py is nothing but as the from the name itself, it indicates that here only you need to do all the settings of your project. Okay, next is urls.py. Urls.py is nothing but all links of your project and functions. Here only we will call. Okay, a kind of POC of your project. Okay, all the links of your project and the functions to call. Okay, so next is wsgi.py. It is nothing but it is used to deploy your project over wsgi. Okay, so this is what the sub files indicates. Okay, here you can see what are all the things we need to be modify. Here we will work on in the upcoming video. Okay, so as of now, just know about these files. Okay, now we have successfully created our project, and inside the project also we have some sub files. We have discussed that. Now we need to set up some important thing in the settings.py. Okay, your project is set up in the subfolder. Okay, in the subfolder, right, we have settings.py. So here you need to enable an option like debug equal to true. Okay, here you can see debug equal to true. So this option lets you to set if your project is in debug mode or not. Okay, if debug mode lets you to more information about your project's error. Okay, so never set to true for a live project. Okay, however, This has to be set to true if you want the Django light server to light server static files. Okay. So in the live project, right, we no need to set it as true. You can make it as false. Okay, you can make it as false in the live project. If you want to set to be true in the sense the Django light server to server static files. Okay. Now I can see here templates. We have many things here. Here we have database in the settings.py. Here, as I discussed already, here in the database, right, we have default database that is db.sqlite3. So for Django, right, we have default database like DB SQLite. Okay, database is set in the database dictionary. So this is the database dictionary. Okay, here right, you can use any other database. Django also supports right MySQL, Postgres MySQL, Oracle, and MongoDB. Okay, so you can set any other databases. You can if you want. Okay, before setting any engine, right, make sure you have the correct DB driver installed. Okay, while we are setting up the MySQL, right, let me explain you. But if you are setting up any other new engine, right, make sure you have the correct DB driver installed. And also you can also set other options like time zone, language code, and template. Okay, so you need to, here is the language code, time zone, and if you want, right, you can modify any settings over here. Okay, so now it's got installed. Now we need to run the project because I've installed some project, I've created some project. Let me check whether my project is installed properly or not. Okay, for that, right, you need to give the command like python manage.py run server. Okay, okay, here I need to enter into the my folder because inside my folder only I have manage.py file. Okay, so I need to enter into my folder. So I'm using the command right cd sample. So now you can see test project inside my project folder. I've just moved into my project folder. Now I'm going to use this command like manage.py run server. So here you can see. So once this is the command to run our project. Okay, whenever you are creating the project or you need to run using this command. So here you can see the version, the Django version, and settings. Right, we have our folder name that is project called the samples.settings. Here you can see starting the development server at some link we have. Okay, this is the link we need to get to see our output. Okay, so now I'm just opening this link. Just click control. Okay, press the control and click on this link. Okay, so here you can see the installed works successfully. Congratulations. Here you can see you are seeing this page because debug is true in your setting file and you have not configured any URLs. If you have configured any URLs, right, it will directly move to that page. But as of now, we just created the project. We are just checking whether our project is successfully created or not. Okay. Okay, just I've clicked the menu, just moving to the page called here. Here you can see the link, okay, whatever the link we got in our terminal. Here is the Django successfully installed. Okay, so that's why here you can see you are seeing this page because debug equal to true is in your setting file and you have not configured any URLs. So if you configured any URLs, right, it will directly redirect to that page. Now as of now, right, we not yet configured any URL. So we are just created some project and we are just checking whether the project is working or not. So we have successfully installed our, that is our project. So it's showing a default Django page. Okay, our project is created here. Okay, now I'll move on to the back to the terminal. So once the project is created, okay, so next, what is the step? What is the next step in the sense? We need to create a apps. Okay, so app is nothing but we can say a project is a sum of many application. Okay, inside the project we can create many apps. Okay, so every application, right, as an objective and it can be reused into another project, like the contact form on a website, and it can be an application and can be reused for others. So like that we can see it as a module of your project. Okay, so under sample is my project, under sample we can create many project as your wish. Okay, so that's why we call it as project is a sum of many applications. Okay, these apps, right, while creating under the project we are creating many apps, right, that can be reused into the another projects also. If you want, you can reuse in the another project also. Okay, so let's assume you are in your project folder. Okay, so you are in your project folder, that is our sample. So now we need to create our app. Okay, so make sure okay, make sure if your server is still running, right, you need to stop running the server. Okay, so for that, right, you need to just click control plus break or control C. Okay, so if you click control C, right, you can find the path over here. Okay, the server stopped running. Okay, you can go and check. If you refresh it, right, you will not get anything. Okay, while your server isn't running, right, then only you will get an output. I've stopped the server running here, that's why I'm not getting the output over here. Okay, now we'll create app. Now the code is python manage dot py start app. You need to give some app name, your application name. Okay, whatever the name you want, you can name your app. So I'm naming my app as my app. Okay, so I'm just created my app. You can see inside the sample, that is my project folder, I've created my app. So here you can go and see. So inside the project folder, the one more folder is created, that is my application, that we call it as my app. That is nothing but my application. Okay, so inside the app, right, for us project folder we have some set of files, right, same like that for my app, right, we have some set of files. So over here you can see init.py. Okay, so init.py is nothing but It just make sure that your Python handle this folder as a package, as we discussed already in the project folder. Next is admin.py. This file, right, which helps you to make the app modifiable in the admin interface. In the next video, we'll discuss about admin interface. That time, right, we will be editing this file only to modify anything in the admin interface. Next is apps.py. Apps.py is nothing but about my app configuration. You can find it over here. Okay. Next is model.py. Model.py, right? This is where all the application models are stored. That is nothing but database. We can create the database over here. Okay, next is test.py. It is nothing but this is where your unit test will be performed. Okay, next is views.py. So views.py only will write your codes, that is backend code, that is your Python functions or modules, right? That can be updated over here. Okay, this is where the application views are. Okay, so these are the sub files your apps can have. Okay, under the apps you have, and under the apps you have some file in another sub menu, that is a subfolder called migration. So what is migration? In the sense, migration is nothing but it's when you're performing any if you are modifying any data in the database, right, in that time you will perform this migration. Okay, so simply we can say Python files that containing the old definition of your models. Okay, so what is the use of the migration in Django? In the sense, migration is the way of applying changes that we have made it to a model. Okay, so into the database schema. So Django, right, that creates a migration file inside the migration folder for each model to create the table schema, and each table, right, which is mapped to the model of which migration is created. Okay, so that's why mainly the migration is used for the changes that we have made it for the modules. Okay, for that folder only we are using migrations over here. Okay, and so now we have finally set up my project, and then inside my project I've created my application also. Okay, it's mandatory to create an application, then only we can run our project. So finally it's done, but once done with my application, right, we need to go to the settings.py to enable my application. Okay, so I've created my application but not at enabled, right? So whenever you are creating the application, you need to enable the application. Okay, um now you can go into installed apps. When you have created project, right, inside that we have settings.py. Okay, here you need to update your app name. Okay, here I'm going with quotes. My app name is my app, so comma. Okay, so finally I have registered my app in the installed app. Okay, finally it's done with my part. So I'm setting up the um, application also. Okay, once it's settled, right, you can see the symbol here, that is it is not saved it. Okay, you need to save the application. So I'm just saving, control plus yes. Okay, otherwise you can go through the file and you can save it. Okay, so finally it's done. So today we have done with the Django installation, and also I've created my project. Under the project, right, we have some set of subfolders and files. We have discussed that, and we have setting up our project application that to done, and we have registered or created application in the installed apps also in the settings.py. Okay, so that's all for today's video. In the upcoming videos, we'll continue with the Django simple project creation. Okay, so hope this video is helpful for you. If you guys watching the videos right from the beginning, so make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and for more future videos, right, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you found my videos are helpful, then please share my videos with your friends and colleagues. Okay, so thank you all for today's videos. Hope you guys learned many things here. We'll see you in the next video.